Hi, this is Sasha Segan from PCMag.com, here with Mark Notton, the director of the device portfolio for Europe at Samsung, and he's here to show us some of the great new features on the Samsung Galaxy S9. He's come here to our booth here at Mobile World Congress, and thanks a lot for joining us, Mark.
No, it's great to be here.
Great. So the Samsung Galaxy S9, it was announced on Sunday, and I mean, I have to say superficially, I have my Galaxy S8 here. They look pretty similar, but you've changed a lot of things internally, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we obviously, you have the S8 there. We launched that one last year. It's got some incredible feedback on the design. So we start with the same language. It's a very winning formula. And what we've really done with the S9 is kind of re-engineered some of the insides and some of the user experience to delight users more in the areas of camera, audio, and other areas.
Now, at the launch event, you folks really fixed on the camera, and you talked about the camera a lot. Why did you decide that the camera was the big thing that needed to change this year?
Because when we speak to consumers, they tell us there are several key features of a phone that are the ones that stand out for them. The display being one, the camera, battery performance. They're generally the three that are the most important. So what we tried to do this year is kind of rethink and reimagine about what the camera can be, not just about capturing images, but also how we can be a little bit more playful with things like AR emoji, and then integrate DRAM chips straight into the sensor to allow us to do some super slow-mo effects. So really, consumers told us it's very important for them. It's an area that at Samsung we've innovated on consistently with devices over the years. So consumers expect Samsung to innovate in these areas, and that's why we focus so heavily on it.
So can you show us any of the camera features here on your device that are new to the Galaxy S9?
Yeah, sure. So the couple of new features that we showed on stage. So we have everything's integrated within the one camera app, so you don't have to jump around from different applications to get to these features. You see across the top there's some variety of different options here. We've got AR emoji being one. So this one is just as simple as taking a selfie, and you can just see you can create my emoji here. You can just click on that button. You see this is a fresh device here. So I can just look into this circle here, capture a selfie, and then the camera app will then use a lot of algorithms to then determine what my 3D version of me is, so my AR emoji.
And now, is that happening all in the device, or does that go out onto the cloud?
No, into the device itself. So we've got all the smarts within the technology to be able to do all of that facial recognition and then create that 3D version of yourself.
So can you make one right now?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay.
So we recommend to remove any glasses, which we both wear, because then it captures your face properly. So it's just a simple case of getting your face in the circle there, and then it just takes the image. You just choose male there, and then it will go.
If you picked female, would it make you into a female version of yourself?
Probably, but I haven't gone there yet.
Okay,
I haven't gone there yet.
Because I don't know if you've been seeing that's like there's a viral filter on Facebook that's been going around of that.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
But this one I'll stick with here. So you can see this has captured me here. So I don't know, it's done a reasonable likeness.
Yeah, it's got your hair.
Skin tone, you've got the hair there with the different options. So you can change different hair.
Can you put your glasses back on?
Yeah, let's throw some glasses on here. So I think these ones probably the
That's reassuring.
one. So
okay.
You got there, so you can put them back on. And then you can choose what you want to look like. So, I don't know, maybe I'll look like this today.
that works.
Give that one a go. And then what that does is then it goes and creates that emoji. So if you want to use that to interact with your friends and family, you can just use that emoji here and then use that in any different area that you want. We can also use things like rabbits here. You got the different kind of animals that you've got there. You can throw different glasses on,
masks,
all these other things. But yeah, so that's the emoji that we had used there.
And so now those get transmitted as animated Gifs, so people who don't have Galaxy S9s can also use them?
Absolutely. So we use it in the standard format, so you can share that across all different social media platforms. You can share that to other device manufacturers, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think certainly the launch event that we had, we saw people interacting it. You see the smiles on people's faces, the excitement. We've got 18 different predetermined expressions that you can use with your emoji and send to your friends. They'll have more of those as we go through the year and update the software.
Now, one of the things that I thought was very interesting from the camera hardware was this super low light mode that you have now, which it does something, it physically opens the shutter wider in some way?
Yeah, that's right. So we've got this the lens on the top here, and you've got the ability to switch between an f1.5 aperture up to f2.4. So you can either have that do it automatically. We demoed it when we had an ultra low light. The aperture instantly changes down to 1.5 to allow that more light into the sensor, and you get some really incredible low light pictures. But yeah, you've got a physical change there on the shutter that allows you to do that.
Now, and how does that compare to software low light modes, which might use pixel binning or software increasing of brightness, or the things that other phones out there are doing to improve their low light performance without widening that shutter?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you try to change an image post-processing with software, it's not going to be as good as capturing the better image in the first place. I think what we've done on here is we capture in low light. We actually captured 12 images every time, and then we use the best parts of each of them to minimize the noise that you would see on some other execution. So if you tried to do that with software by artificially brightening it, you would just brighten the noise in the background rather than having a crisp image. So I think it definitely is harder to do from an engineering perspective, but it will give the consumer the better result at the end of it. So it's worthwhile that we put that effort in.
Now, is there anything new about the display?
Display-wise, it's pretty similar to last year. What we've done is we've actually boosted the brightness of the display.
Okay.
So if you are in a bright daylight or even in the dark, you're going to get a physical brighter display, and that's particular the use case for feedback for people who do live in hot and sunny locations around the world. I unfortunately do not. but if you do live somewhere hot and sunny, you're going to get a brighter, more easily more visual screen.
Okay, and now you've also improved the audio on this phone over my GS8.
Yeah, totally. So obviously traditionally we've had the speaker on the bottom of the device there. Right. We definitely got a lot of feedback that consumers were saying, oh, if only we could have two speakers, if only we could do the surround sound. So we fixed that as well. So we now have the speaker on the bottom remains, and we use the one on the top here to give that very loud audio tuned by AKG. So it's all technology we use in partnership with AKG. We've also have a partnership with Dolby. So we have the Dolby Atmos technology within here. So if you have any video that is encoded for Dolby Atmos, you get the sound comes from where you expect it from the video. So it's as the kind of
like left, right, because you can't like create surround sound with two tiny speakers 2 inches apart.
Yeah, exactly. You have the physical constraints of the speaker size, but if you for example you're watching a film and a car comes into the frame from this side and zooms off onto the outside, it hits you from your left ear and then it goes across to the right one just as it projects the audio. So yeah, it's really great. I could recommend people give it a try.
Okay, well I'm not personally I'm not actually the kind of person who uses the speakers on my phone as much as I am very glad you kept the headphone jack.
Yes, I think so. I think that's something again. When you look at people walking around the street, they have different headphones. I mean, people have invested in premium headphones. They prefer to have that wide connection. So yeah, it's something that we kept in this device. I think there was. We keep the IP68 rating as well. So even though it has these physical holes on the device, we're still able to make sure that the device is protected in use of water, for example.
Okay.
But we kept the headphone jack. Yeah.
Okay. So now. One of the big themes, there are a couple of big themes going around beyond the phones at Mobile World Congress. One of them is 5G. That's probably going to be the Samsung Galaxy S11 or something like that. But another one is AI. Everybody's talking about AI. No one's really sure what AI means. What does it mean in terms of this device? Because Samsung seems to be very invested in AI. How is that resulting in actual user features?
Yeah, so it's definitely right. I mean, AI, IoT, 5G, these are all things that you'll see around the show this week. It's a very big area of progression for the industry. I think for us, we invested in Bixby as our key platform, our learning and intelligent platform that we announced last year, and we continue to make improvements this year. The way that it's manifesting itself right now is through the camera is the area that we're focusing on. So having the ability for the camera itself to automatically translate, so for example, a food menu from Spanish here into English. We use the intelligence of the back end and using our own Bixby engine. Also, in that instance, is partnership with Google Translation Service, and it means that the intelligence is within the camera to allow you to have a Spanish menu here on the on the table, and then through your screen you're seeing it all in English. And when you show that to the restaurant owner or the server, it's incredible that you can do these sorts of things. So that will be important. What we're also doing is having the intelligence within the Bixby engine just to make things a little bit more simpler for your day-to-day tasks. So it learns from what you do, where you go, and it will then prompt you with information in advance. Because it's just more useful for you, and that's through the Bixby Home.
So in advance, like if I'm about to commute home, it'll give me my commute time before I leave without setting it in my calendar myself.
Yeah, if you regularly go to the same location, then it has the intelligence to be able to do that. It also differs by time of day. So in the morning, if you regularly check your calendar to see what your schedule looks like, then Bixby through Bixby Home it will tell you in the morning, would you like to check your schedule, or here's your schedule for the day. So it learns from your behavior to then provide useful information for you without you having to ask for it.
Okay. So now the S9 which you have here, the S9 has the single camera.
Correct.
The S9 Plus, I'm sorry, I just grabbed your phone, I know, but I just wanted to show it off. Isn't that the purple colored lilac is really nice? The S9 Plus has the dual cameras.
Yes.
Costs a little more, it's a little bigger, but that really raises for me the question of how do you decide between the S9 Plus and the Note 8 if they're both about the same size, they both have dual cameras. The S9 Plus has the new camera with the wider shutter, probably a faster processor. The Note 8 has the S Pen. How do you guide people to choose between those two, relatively similar phones?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's a great problem to have because we have two very beautiful phones for people to consider. I think depending on the preference of the user and how they use features. So I'd say for our Note users, so I use a Note because I find that the functionality that you get from the pen itself allows you to do many more different things in terms of note capture in particular, but being able to then edit documents, signatures, these sorts of things. If those things are important to the user, then we kind of steer people towards that solution because it's the best solution out there for that. But I still think for the majority users, they'll probably be driven to our S series because of some of the reasons that you mentioned. So it's got the brand new camera tech that's in there. It's got the upgraded processor. It still features a bigger battery. You got the 6 gig of RAM in the S9 Plus. So I think if somebody wants the real latest and greatest technology, they see the AR Emoji software, they see the slow-mo, these other features, then we definitely recommend them to go to the S9 Plus. But for the good news is it'll be available across all the carriers anyway, so it's a nice decision to have.
Yeah, so the S9 and S9 Plus are going on pre-order on March 2nd. They'll be available in March 16th throughout the US. Prices are out for all major US carriers. The prices are on PCMag.com. Of course, we have more videos, more articles, everything you need to know about the new Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus. Thanks a lot for joining us here.
You're welcome.
And please continue to keep watching PC Mag's social channels and our website for more coverage from Mobile World Congress.